Hi there, it's me. I'm back with your June forecast using our reading for the month of June. So I'll go right into it. I'm picking from my deck, so it's setting the stage. So the first card is going to set the stage. And then the next cards, there's three other cards, and they are going to be coming from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. So let's get right into this. The very first card that we have for the first week of June is the Universe. Gosh, I love this card. I know I'm partial, but this is one of the best indicators of what June can bring. But also recognizing there's always a duality here, that we have great circumstances, but also challenging circumstances, because it can never be just one thing. Otherwise, it would get boring. Anyways, Universe. I'm going to read you the affirmation for Universe, and I want you to just take it in. Oops, trying to find it in here. There we go. I trusted the universal energy of love and am devoted to carrying this energy within me always. I look forward to the day of remembrance to know the truths of what the universe holds, and will aspire to continue as the universe wants me to live a life of joy and abundance. You know, I love this because universe is also a very transient term, because I say spirit. That also means God without the religious sense into it. It also means source, creation, mother, father, God, any word you want to put in. As a speech therapist, you know what? Doesn't matter what word you put into this. There is a source of where we come from. There is a beautiful supply of divine energy that comes in. And I don't know, outside of religion, the universe is here for us. And so in the first week of June, we are to be reminded of our spirituality. We are to be reminded about what is important to us. There is a bigger picture. So we might also find, dare I say, there might be more in the skies. So in other words, maybe the government will pull something out, and basically we're going to see that we're not alone in the universe. That is coming this year, just by the way, so you know. Whether or not there is more, you really have to use your intuition with some of this stuff. But there's more than meets the eye. We are cosmic. We are universal. We are stars. We are part of the stars because we are part of the universe. And that is what this is saying. You are more than you think you are. You are way more than you think you are. And not only that, this is the time to remember who you are. So I believe that this first week in June, not only will we see challenges and events, a lot of events out there in the global arena that will start to make us wonder. There is a lot of questions that'll come out this month in general, but a lot of questions about who are we? Is there anything that's going to be released from the papers or whatever, the media, that tells us that there are others that are out there? Are we going to be starting to know that? Yes. Intuitively. If you check in, you will know that you are not alone. For us to recognize that basically we are alone in this universe, we're the only consciousness that resides here, is BS and a half. It's just arrogant and stupid to think it. Sorry for those who do, but it is. Because we're not the be all and end all, but we are important. And that's what this is also leading, is that this month is very important to recognize how important you are to the whole schema of things. Okay? Let's go on to the second week of June, and let's see how all of this kind of pulls together. We have higher power. So, I'm getting chills here. I'm recognizing that something major is going to happen, or is going to be released or revealed or felt in this month. And higher power is what is available to us. Universe being the first, I mean, that's massive. And knowing that we are part, I'm going to just throw this. There's somebody in there. There is an angel that is there. And this is basically saying we have that higher power within us. We have source energy within us. And that means that we are capable and we are worthy of all good, whatever good we want. This is the type of realm that we get stuck in, and basically our minds get stuck in trying to live. And that's fine. That's kind of where we are. We're figuring out how to live in this world, and it's not easy. But this is actually just reminding you that there is something else, and that something else we are a part of. That means that we have that capability, that we have a higher power, that we have power within us that is not realized. This whole reading is screaming to me that there's going to be activations like no one's business. Think about this. We're into solstice, okay? We're into the summer solstice, which is massive. So that said too, it's actually happening just before a new moon. So it's the energies are so potent and ripe for us to recognize the power within us. And that power allows us to do greater things. We have the energy. We have that energy to be able to send it out there to the world, to pacify, to harmonize, to balance. We don't give energy enough credit, and we are part of it. So let's go to the third week. The fates. All right, I'm going to read this one. So to me, the fates, there's a duality, and this is coming out. So I think it's kind of cute, hey? You'll be able to see the card a little bit better down below. But let me just read this for you because I think this is kind of neat. The fates, the essential meanings, fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change and knowing what those things are. The Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. I love it when she says this. The Serenity Prayer is pretty interesting. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Isn't that beautiful? That is basically our intuitive inklings. Understand and recognize that we have intuition for a reason. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. Now, what's beautiful about this is that there are things around this, there's a, this earth that basically we're not supposed to understand. Understanding that because of the fact that we have a limited brain capacity at the present time. However, what I'm seeing is that there's an opening. There's going to be an opening of more information, the activation of knowledge, more knowledge on the inside so that our intuitions will be more bang on. Now, the other thing too is in each of our lives, there might be some things happening, some challenges or events that we might have to face in order to be able to iron things out, to know that you do have the power to make changes. And if you don't, then it's okay. It's okay not to. It's okay for something to come up that's just completely out off the cuff, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me right now? Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Saying, why is this happening for me? And that will be a game changer, because you can find out what the reasoning is, what the lesson it is that you're going to be learning. And this is also something that we're starting to learn more and more. Thinking about that June is the halfway mark to this year. And a lot of, as we build throughout this year, because we are building like crazy, as we build, our consciousness is rising more and more and more. And that means that our perspectives are changing. We are changing. We are transforming on the inside. You will not be the same person in December 2025 as you were from January 2025. So just keep these things in mind. That is the fates. Knowing that some things, you may not be able to change certain things in your relationships. Let them go. Let that go. Let the event and thoughts and emotions go from that and just take it for what it is. That's another lesson to learn from that. Recognize that there are synchronicities and that there are lessons from those synchronicities that you need to glean before you actually move on adequately. And recognizing that you have way more knowledge that's coming in to clarify things. I believe that in this month, we're getting more and more clarity. It started from the beginning of the year. It was a slow run, but now it's starting to gallop. Okay, so by the end here, now we're talking about the full moon or the new moon. So that is something to change, right? So the energy of the new moon is there too. Now we're looking at truth be told. Oh, I love it. So if we look at this month in general, we start with the universe, we go to the higher power, we have the fates, and we've got truth be told. What is coming out? There's a lot of revealing. There's a lot coming out that it's been withheld. A lot of us have probably known, but a lot of history of where we come from, a lot of the fact that we are greater than we think because we've been taught otherwise. But also that the truth of the matter is going to be understood. It'll be, I don't know if you've ever watched Lucy, the movie Lucy. There's a part in there where she just understands. So if you haven't, it's basically a woman who has who's been injected with a serum that allows her to open up her consciousness. And then she basically has more of the serum inside. I'm not going to actually, give you the whole thing. You're just going to have to watch it. But this serum just explodes in her body, basically. And she becomes the most knowledgeable woman on the planet. Now, that said, it just means that her entire consciousness is awakened. Her brain is working at over 90% of her capacity. And what is interesting is at the end, she's, basically, we're all transforming. She's transforming throughout, right? So basically, truth be told, there is more that we're just going to understand. We're going to know, we're going to hear something on media or social media or something that is told to us by leaders or whatever the case may be. And we'll just know whether or not it's true. We'll just recognize that, yeah, I don't think you're saying that. You're giving me a pile of lies here. Or our intuition's going to be so good that we'll be able to actually come up with a solution to it. We're getting to that point. Now, not all of us are there, but that also means this is also a great time to be able to let things go so you make room for the new stuff, the new opportunities to come in. And sometimes I think these things happen actually whether we like it or not. Like we're going to have an activation of our bodies, minds, spirits, our soul selves and purpose more than whether we like it or not. So let's look at just a little bit of truth be told, some of the essential meanings: honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. Clarity, again, is becoming more and more and more very pertinent. So the message here, there is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. And that is true. The actual truth is different from a truth. And that's something we've been told a lot of truths. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Truth be said to yourself, whether or not you've maybe you're being unfair to certain things or to certain people. This is the time to recognize the truth within you, saying, okay, you know what, I think I am being unfair. I'm going to rectify the situation. So, or you could say, yeah, you know what, I'm being truthful. I am being truthful, damn it. I'm going to basically defend that truth. And we're going to see a lot of that in the world as well. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer with miracles. I like this just because it's saying, just be yourself. Be yourself and recognize the truth of the matter, but also just follow your intuition. Recognize that when you don't, that there's a feeling. You can't even put like words to it. There's a feeling when you follow your intuition, when you recognize that something is correct and that something is right for you to do. It resonates with you. The energy resonates with you. And if it does, then there's something you can do with it. There's something that you can do to make that that truth realized. So just knowing this, June is going to be a pretty interesting month. We're going to see a lot of reveals. We're going to see a lot of activations within us, especially with the summer solstice. I mean, this is big stuff. Every solstice, if you think about this, every solstice and every equinox is depicted in a material structure all over the planet. And I've been watching a lot of Ancient Aliens in the past, and so I also recognize that all the main structures that we think, some of the wonders of the world, like the pyramids, and we've got a number of stone structures, plus buildings, Chichen Itza, Machu Picchu, Quetzalcoatl. There's all sorts of ruins, right? They're ruins from all these different ancient peoples. They all built according to a solstice or an equinox, or both. The pyramids, they have specific chambers that allow the sun to come in at different times. They are built according to Orion's belt. They mirror Orion's belt, especially around the solstice. Now, same thing with Stonehenge. At a certain time, equinoxes, solstices, you see the sun come in through a specific part or chamber or area of the stones. This is important. Like, we lost that. We lost that a long time ago, and we need to bring this back. We need to honor that. Why? Because our ancestors did. I guess you could argue that we did, because we were maybe our ancestors in different times. So that said, we need to bring that back. And I believe that this is that time that we do. This is when we recognize that we are not alone, that we have the cosmos, and the cosmos is filled with other beings that are helping us and are watching over us, or that are actually just working with us or as one with us, because we are part of this planet. This planet is part of everything else. That's the simple reason. I'm not being woo-woo here, and I'm not being crazy. It's too outlandish to think that someone is crazy if they believe in whom you would call ETs, extraterrestrial. Look up the definition. It's not of the earth. That's all it is. So that said, I see that we're going to be seeing a little bit more of that. Holy moly, we're going to be seeing truths come out like no one's business. It's going to be a shock and awe type of situation. We're also becoming more closer to our divinity, and it will be important to recognize that, to be grateful. Be grateful that you are part of something so much bigger than you think you are. So anyways, having said that, enjoy June. Take the moments to go out there on the summer solstice. If it's not raining or crazy outside, just do a ceremony for yourself or with other people, whatever turns your crank here, and just enjoy it. Celebrate in some way. Recognize and be grateful for what you have and what we have on this planet. And having said that, I will see you at the end of June. Hopefully, I haven't actually done anything when it comes to a launch for my card deck, although tons of people already have it. So a celebration should be in order. And I think we should all get together and celebrate for a most wonderful half of the year, 6 months being gone. And having said that, very shortly after, I will be saying the 6 month, or bringing out the 6 month reading for July to December of 2025. Holy moly, right? Half a year. Oh, gone. Anyhow, have a wonderful June. Have a wonderful solstice. Have great and wonderful full and new moons. And we will see you very shortly.